Hey everyone, this is Alex Orchilles from Aeon Prestige Media. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to alter your images in Photoshop Beta using the new AI features. So we're officially in the future. There's now generative AI software included on everyone's computer who has access to Adobe CC. That's pretty insane, huh? The software that includes the AI features is called Photoshop Beta. It is not the regular Photoshop app, so you will have to download it separately if you plan on using it. It's pretty wild that all of these new technologies are emerging now, and it's crazy to think how powerful these tools really are. It's a bit scary as some jobs are becoming obsolete. So if I were you, I'd start looking into how to make your position or career AI proof. Hope that doesn't scare you too much. Anyways, let's get started. So I'm here at Lightroom looking at two old photos, one from a trip to Machu Picchu and the other from Alaska. I'm going to try to alter these using the new AI features in Photoshop Beta. Let's dive right in.
All right. So I am opening Adobe Photoshop Beta. Here it is. Okay. So this is the photo that I want to use. I would like to show you how the AI works. So we're gonna go ahead and edit in Adobe Photoshop 2023. It's gonna give you this option because you have it open. You can go ahead and click this and then edit original. So now it opens this image. So I'm gonna just do a few little changes here. First off, this little red piece, shift delete, content aware. So that was fixed. Now we are going to go ahead and copy and paste this layer. I like to have a backup right here, so layer 0 is going to be my backup. Then what we're gonna do is, so pretty much what I'm trying to create here is an Instagram post, 4 to 5. So we're gonna go to crop 4 to 5. We're gonna raise this a little bit. And what I'm gonna try to make this AI software do is all this checkerboarded background, I'm gonna try to get it to continue the photo on these sides, on the 3 sides, up top, on the left, and on the right. So let's go ahead and try this out. So what I'm doing is just selecting this outside, and now we're gonna click on Generative Fill. If you leave it blank, we'll fill the selection for you based on the surroundings. So we're just gonna go ahead and click generate. And what this should do is extend the photo all 3 of the sides. It's gonna leave it the same at the bottom. So what this is gonna do is extend the photo on the left side, top side, and on the right side. So typically when you do this, it'll give you a few different options. Wow, okay, so you see that there. The left and the right side are not that great, but let's see the other options. So pretty much the way this works is that it'll have 3 different variations here on the right side of the screen. So let's go ahead and click the second one. Okay, so that's the first. This is the second. It looks a little weird. I think like this little area. And then let's see the third. So the third side I feel looks a little bit better, but you can still see. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this again. What I'm going to do is do just the top. Okay. Do generative fill, generate. I think this is a little bit easier for the software because it's not the entire image. Like there's multiple different scenes per se in this photo. So here we're just doing the sky. We're just gonna do the sky. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so now that the sky is done, we can go ahead and do the mountain on this side. Probably something like this. Go ahead and do another generative fill. See what happens with this. So remember, whenever you click on generate, it'll generate 3 different options. That's why sometimes it takes a bit of time. Okay, that looks okay. Let me see this next one. I think that one's a little better. And this one's not that good. So, okay, we're gonna go with the second one. And now we will do the bottom part on this side. And again, generative fill, generate. And that should be it. So that looks okay. That looks a little better. I think this is the one right here. All right, so now click on generative fill, generate, and here it goes. Let's see if it works. Who knows what's gonna happen? We'll see soon enough. That looks decent. Let's see the second option. Looks a little better. And I think here the third option is the best. So I mean, there we have it. We're going to flatten the image. Image has been flattened. Okay, so we're gonna copy and paste. So now that we have flattened the image, we're gonna copy and paste it again, keep this backup layer, and then I'm going to go in and start removing some of these tourists. Content aware. Another content aware. All right. So now that we pulled a Thanos from Marvel, I deleted all the humans. I think all we have left are alpacas or llamas. I don't know what they are. Looks a lot cleaner. I'll show you. This is the after, and then this is the before. Before, after. Zoom in a little bit so you can see this is like mainly where all the people would be. Before, after. Before, after. So the way that I was able to accomplish this was using the polygonal lasso tool. So pretty much I'm gonna do it on this llama just to show you. So just click around whatever you want to delete, hold shift and then hit delete. Make sure that content aware is selected here and then just hit enter. So just deleted a llama or alpaca. Command Z to go back. In other uses, sometimes if the polygonal lasso tool and the shift delete content aware fill does not work, you can use the clone stamp tool, hold Alt or Option, click on where you want to copy, and then just brush it away. And there you have it. So I'm happy with this, how it is right now. I'm gonna hit Command S to save. I'm going to go ahead and close Photoshop Beta. I'm gonna drop the TIFF into Lightroom so I can continue editing this. All right, so now we are in Lightroom and I'm gonna go ahead and work on the regular photography editing. So I'm gonna raise the exposure just a little bit. I'm going to probably add some dehaze. And just a touch of dehaze. I think that's looking pretty good. I think we are looking pretty good now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and export this. So this is before, this is after. Before and after. That's all thanks to the power of AI. Pretty neat. So this is a shot that I got in Alaska while we were on a train in the mountains. I used the sky replacement feature in Photoshop. This was a while back, but since this shot ended up being horizontal landscape as opposed to vertical, I threw it in here the day that the update came out for Photoshop, and I did a generative layer. Pretty much the exact same process. I opened this landscape shot, I stretched the canvas, then I selected the bottom, and then I selected the top. So when I click this, you'll see the generative layer, and this is the AI working to change pretty much a landscape shot to a vertical shot. So this is gonna be very useful for people who run social media accounts, and I mean, we live in a world where it's vertical first nowadays, except for TV. So this is something that a lot of people are gonna find useful.
In my opinion, the generative fill is at a starting point. I don't think it's there yet in its entirety, but it's good that Adobe released this Photoshop version as a beta test. It's definitely still in development and in testing because the results are most likely going to have a low success rate as of now. But I'm sure there's also a trick to the way you should be prompting it to work. So the more you do it and learn how it works, the better and faster you will be at getting the results from the AI feature. I personally haven't spent too much time in Adobe Photoshop Beta, but in the near future, we'll do a deeper dive and I will be sharing the content on my channel. If you enjoyed this video or if it brought you any value, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more filmmaking, photography, and travel content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.